the coolest skateboarding park in West Hunter, USA. It's located across the street from the high school at the intersection of Sandy Apple Way and Gordon Road. It's also adjacent to the First Christian Church of West Hunter on Culbertson Road. The board members of the church decided to build the park in a sincere effort to minister to the youth of the city. Before the skateboard park, the skateboarders were generally considered a nuisance by the public. They were thrilled to have a place to call their own. The skateboard park is open each weekday from 2 to 6 p.m. and on Saturday from 8 a.m. until dusk. Members of the church often provide the youth with free snacks and drinks, as well as use of the restrooms. It was a sunny Saturday, just before noon, and the park was crowded with young people. Two of the skateboarders collided in what seemed to be a minor incident. The laughter from the other kids in the park soon turned to horror as one of the kids in the accident wasn't moving. A college student who was acting as a chaperone took charge.
Guys, everyone, settle down. Scott, go call 911. James, go get a cold compress for his head. Susan, run over and get the pastor.
Everyone obeyed him immediately, and the rest of the crowd sat down on their boards. One of the girls got up and went over to Bodie.
Bodie, what can I do to help?
Honestly, Hannah and all you guys, please bow your heads and pray. And if you are not a believer, at least remain silent as we pray.
They could hear the sirens in a distance, and they heard footsteps in the parking lot. Pastor was by this young man's side in no time. He laid his hands on him to pray as well.
Does anyone know this boy's parents or have a phone number for his family?
Curtis was the boy who ran into him because he was skating recklessly. He stepped forward.
Pastor, I know him. His name is Pete. I know his family. I texted his sister and they should be here soon. Also, I just wanted to say, this was my fault. I went out of turn on purpose. Is he going to be okay? Why isn't he moving or talking? This is all my fault.
Curtis lowered his head and started to cry. He fell to his knees and cried out to God.
God, I am so sorry. I was being stupid. I hurt my best friend. I'm such an idiot. Please make him be okay. I'm so sorry.
The pastor put his arm around Curtis. Pete started to move a bit, and his eyes opened. He remained groggy and a little confused. He felt a cold compress on his head and saw everyone bowing their heads in prayer. He noticed that Curtis was crying.
Don't move. Stay still.
You collided with Curtis. Your family's coming and the ambulance just pulled up. Try not to move. You hit your head pretty badly.
Pete, dizzy and faint, just smiled and went unconscious again. The EMS got him on a stretcher and his dad arrived just in time to hop into the ambulance. Pete's mother followed behind in the family car.
Now what do I do? What if he has a concussion or worse?
Curtis, we all do things we regret. I'm proud of you for immediately telling Pete it was your fault and asking him for forgiveness. I can't say I always made the smartest choices as a teenager either, but when it comes to safety, you really do have to think twice. Why don't you come inside with me and we'll call your parents together?
Thank you. I appreciate you being here for me and being nice. Maybe my parents will take me to the hospital to see Pete if they aren't too mad at me. Pete is the best person I know. His family goes to church and he never does anything wrong. I've always teased him about it. Can you tell me more about God?
On behalf of Gramazin.com, I am Andrea Jones. God has a way of placing Christians exactly where and when they will be needed. Ask God to make you prepared for what to do and what to say when a Curtis and a Pete enter your life and need your compassion.
In the last class, I presented a vision for a testimony task force. And our vision is this, that churches in the North Shore are going to start publishing their testimonies on their websites so that when people drive by, they know those people get me. They've been through divorce. They've been through suicidal like I was at one point in my life. They get it. I can relate with them. I can consider joining their church or participating in their church.